do we go on a bulk, do we go on a cut, or do we go on a body recomp to go from skinny fat, this is me on the left, to ripped, this is me on the right? Now, I'm 175 pounds in both of these pictures, but I'm going to tell you exactly how I got here. And if you guys don't know me, my name's Daniel Whalen. I'm the owner of Better Lifestyle 365, which is a fitness coaching business that gets people ripped, an online fitness coaching business. I developed a system over the past few years. I've tried and tested it on myself with multiple transformations myself, and then also on a bunch of This will give us a lot of clarity once we understand why we even have this issue in the first place. So, skinny fat in itself, just to understand what skinny fat is, it's where you look, let's say you're wearing a shirt, you don't look fat, right? You don't look big, you just look skinny, you look slim, but you take your shirt off and there's nothing to reveal. As you can see here, there's no abs, there's no pecs, there's no veins in my arms, it's just like a blank slate, it's just like a blank canvas, it looks like. And the biggest reason to this is because you're under-muscled. I was under-muscled. When I was skinny fat, the biggest reason I looked like that was because I was under-muscled. And the lifestyle I was living was very telling of that. I was basically sedentary. Yeah, I'd leave my house, I'd hang out with friends, I'd work, but I didn't have any physical exertion. There was no need for my muscles to be there. And understand that your body loves adapting, but if you are not giving it a reason to adapt, you are going to live a life, have a physique that you're unsatisfied with. I was skinny fat because I didn't give my muscles a reason to be there. And this is where a lot of skinny fat dudes go wrong, is that they think the main reason is they have too much body fat. So it's like, let's decrease our calories, let's try to lose as much weight as possible, let's do a ton of cardio. But then they just look the same after they lose 20, 25 pounds. I'm going to walk you through exactly what I did to fix this. So the biggest reason is we're under-muscled. Second reason, we have too much body fat. Both of the issues are prevalent, but the biggest reason is that I'm under-muscled. So let's understand what our options are. We can either bulk, we can either cut, or we can either do a body recomp. So for the pros and cons of bulking, the pros of bulking, the benefit of going on a bulk would be to optimize more muscle growth due to the extra calories. If we have extra calories, we're more anabolic, which means our body is more prone to building muscle as long as our training is dialed in. We have an optimal routine there, our sleep's dialed in, everything like that. There's a term called catabolism. This means your body tearing down itself, essentially like losing muscle. That's not going to happen if we're in a calorie surplus, which is what bulking is. Bulking is when you're eating in a calorie surplus. Let's say our maintenance calories is 2,500 calories a day, meaning that we eat this many calories per day and our body stays the same, our body weight stays the same. Bulking has us eating in a calorie surplus, so a surplus of calories. We're eating like 2,600, 2,700. I wouldn't really push it beyond that. Some people might go to like 2,800 if our maintenance is 2,500. But the point is to optimize for more muscle growth. Now, the cons of bulking is that initially when you're skinny fat, you have too much body fat, and that's only going to increase, right? The goal of bulking is to build muscle, but that comes with putting on body fat as well. So when we go on a bulk and our body fat is already too high, it's only going to increase, and this extra body fat is just going to harm our performance and harm our hormones. Our body is actually better at building muscle when we're at a lower body fat percentage. If you're at like 14% body fat or so, you're going to build a lot more muscle than the guy who has the exact same thing that you have going on, like training, diet, whatnot, but he's 25% body fat just because he has more estrogen, less testosterone, because he's at a higher body fat percentage. So these are the pros and cons of bulking. And a lot of guys think they should go on a bulk because, like I said, the main issue is that you're under-muscled. But let's go into option 2. The pros and cons of cutting. So the focus of cutting is to lose body fat. That's basically the goal of going on a cut. Shedding body fat, getting shredded, lowering your body fat percentage. The pros of cutting, we lose the body fat. Muscle growth will still take place with an optimal lifting routine. But the cons of cutting is that the less calories make it less optimal for muscle growth because our body is in a catabolic state when we're cutting, just because we have less calories coming in, so our body is more, prone to using our what we have as energy, so our body fat, potentially our muscle as energy, so it might tear down the muscle, but that can be easily preventable by having a good training routine and eating high protein. And then another con of cutting, I guess, would be feeling briefly skinny depending on your starting point. So that's option number 2. Let's get into option number 3, which is a body recomp. The pros, it sheds body fat in theory while building the muscle, but the cons is that it's just a less effective cut. What a body recomp really is just eating slightly less calories than maintenance. So you're still training, and that takes place with the cut too. You're still training, still getting good sleep, still getting high protein. Just to clarify what cutting is, it's like you take your maintenance calories and you subtract, let's say, 500 calories from that, 700 calories from that. So you're eating in a 500 to 700 calorie deficit per day. If your maintenance is 2,500 calories, you're eating like 2,000, maybe, I don't know, 1,700 calories a day, 1,800 calories a day, something like that. So you're losing weight, losing body fat over time. A body recomp is like, if your maintenance is 2,500, you're eating like 2,400 calories a day. So it's just like a very slight calorie deficit. Training and everything is still the same. But the cons is it's really just a cut. Like, they call it a body recomp, but a cut is a body recomp. Really, I mean, recomp means to recompose your body. What is your body composed of? Body fat and muscle. So to recompose it, in theory, like switch out the body fat for more muscle, essentially, it does a poor job of that. And a cut basically does the same thing because it lowers your body fat percentage. And if you're training, you're building muscle. So a cut is a body recomp. But when people say body recomp, they really mean just like a slight cut. But here, let's get into the solution. So the solution is basically to cut, but this specific way. This is what I did, and this is what I have my clients do. So we're going to eat in a 300 to 800 calorie deficit. So like I said, if our maintenance is 2,500 calories, I mean, we eat this many calories per day and our body weight stays the same. You can figure this out by going on BMR calculator online, or you can, I guess, try it out yourself. Just eat a certain amount of calories per day, see how your weight changes over like a 2-week period. I would just use the online calculator so you don't have to waste time. For fat loss, since we do need to lose fat, we need to eat in a 300 to 800 calorie deficit. So if our maintenance is 2,500 calories, eating 1,700 to about 2,200 calories per day. Tracking that diligently. I use MyFitnessPal. It's a free app. You don't need to download the premium version of that. Eat 0.4 grams of healthy fats per day. You get these healthy fats from avocados, eggs, fish, peanut butter, nuts, things like that, oils. And what I mean by 0.4 grams of healthy fats per pound of body weight is whatever your body weight is, look up on a calculator, type in your body weight, multiply it by 0.4. That's how many grams of healthy fats you should get per day. This will optimize your testosterone because your hormones are built off of fat, off of cholesterol, so it's important to get that in. And eat high volume, low calorie foods like watermelon, grilled chicken breast, potatoes. These foods are really going to help keep you full for a low amount of calories. Things like diet soda as well. I was just drinking some diet soda while I was making this flow chart. And then for muscle growth, we need to eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight that we weigh. Still tracking everything in MyFitnessPal. And you want to lift weights at least 3 times per week, ideally 6 times per week. And just for context, if you train each muscle group 1 time per week, you should take each muscle group to failure 6 to 8 sets for that workout. So let's say I have a push-pull leg split, right? That's a really good split. If I'm training my chest on my push day, I want to do 6 to 8 sets of chest. So that could be a pec fly, that could be a dumbbell press, a bench press, dips, things like that. I want to do 6 to 8 sets in total for my pecs. And I'm going to take each set to failure within like a 6 to 8, 6 to 10 rep range, something like that, per workout. So if I'm only training chest once per week, I want to do 6 to 8 sets for it. If I'm training it twice per week, we cut that in half and do 3 to 4 sets. So in total, around 8 sets to failure per week, per muscle. And so this is the solution. This is the method I use for my guys. This is the method I use myself. And the results are going to be remarkable if you do this. You're going to lose body fat because you're eating in a calorie deficit. Your hormones are going to be optimized, so you're going to build the most muscle as long as your training is dialed in. And you're going to be training, you're going to be lifting weights, you're going to be giving your muscles a reason to grow, which is going to cause your body to adapt and build muscle. And you're going to eat high protein, so your muscle's going to have enough resources to fulfill the blueprint you gave it when you were training. That's the way I like to think about it, right? Like when you're training, that's the blueprint. The protein, that's the resources. Those are the bricks. And eventually, you're going to have that ripped physique. Most skinny fat guys, it takes like 90 to 180 days, so 3 to 6 months to go from skinny fat to ripped. And then after that, you can start reverse dieting and then lean building. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, if you're unclear about your current timeline or your current routine, you can book a call with me below. Don't work with me if you're not serious, or don't book a call if you're not serious and you just want quick tips. But if you actually want a game plan, you actually want one-on-one coaching, you want to get the same results that my clients have got, book a call with me. We'll build out a game plan and we'll get you ripped. Consider it done. But that's basically it for the video, guys. This is the solution to get ripped. This is exactly what I do for my guys. Obviously, it's a bit custom person to person, but this is really the concept. This is what it takes to get ripped. It's hard. It takes a lot of discipline to stick to this, but it's really not complicated. You just follow these steps and the results just happen. So like I said, if you want to work with me one-on-one, you can book a call with me below. But in the meantime, follow me on Instagram at BetterLifestyle365. I have over 200,000 followers. I basically document my day. I post a lot of good value on there. And if you want some motivation, I wake up at 4 a.m. every single morning and post my 50 morning push-ups. So you can see that on my Instagram story each and every morning. And in the meantime, like, subscribe if you like the video. It really means a lot. It really helps with the algorithm. And if you're skinny fat or you're just struggling to get your dream physique, subscribe and you'll see more videos like this. But I love you guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.